Arcade games are often a source of inspiration for retro titles, and one such is the classic shoot-'em-up Gemini Wing. It's formed the basis for the 2020 shooter Zeta Wing for the Commodore 64, but is this new game worth buying? Regular Twitter users who are fans of the Commodore 64 can't have missed the buzz last year surrounding Zeta Wing. Developed by industry veteran Sarah Jane Avery, it takes inspiration from the arcade hit Gemini Wing. Spread over 7 sprawling stages, you just blast everything you see, including the end of level bosses until you reach the end of the game. Running happily on Palo NTSC systems, it's just you against an alien invasion. Well, aren't most arcade shooters like this? It's an uncomplicated affair, using the joystick or keyboard to move your fighter, and uses a single button to fire. There's a progressive power-up system, and although there are no smart bombs, they're not needed. Each of the 7 stages have their own unique visual style, making the most of the C64's hardware and colour palette. Later levels push the system to the absolute limit with some incredible parallax scrolling effects that have to be seen to be believed. The weapon system is quite straightforward. Each time an attack wave is destroyed, a power-up capsule is dropped behind them. Traditionally, in most shooters, picking up one of these will upgrade your weapon. Instead, here it adds to a weapon upgrade meter. Once you've collected 12 of these power-ups to fill the meter, your weapon upgrades to the next power level. Lose one of your 3 lives, and instead of losing all of your upgrades, as you would in some shooters, it just degrades a level, but keeping some of your collected capsules. I mentioned the parallax scrolling, but the whole game looks and sounds fantastic. Everything in Zeta Wing, coding, music and graphics, has been handled by Sarah Jane Avery. Not that you'd think so just looking at it. I say that because it's hard to imagine that one person could deliver a game so polished. Flawless graphics, incredibly tight and addictive gameplay, great sound and music, with a completely separate music track for each of the 7 levels. There really is nothing to fault this. When it comes to playability, this has it in droves. You'll keep coming back time after time for one more go. It's challenging but not frustrating, and during the bullet hole moments you'll definitely sweat a little as things heat up. It's not one that will have you blaming the game when you lose a life either. It's balanced so you know that you'll be responsible for your own demise. With the sheer variety of visuals, size of the levels and amount of music, it's hard to believe it's all crammed into just 64K as well. And to extend the game's longevity, there's a high score save function for the disc version, making it even more compelling to keep returning for high score addicts. One thing that really impresses me with Sarah Jane Avery's games are the options on offer. Just as she did with her previous C64 releases, Neutron, that we reviewed elsewhere on this YouTube channel, and its Christmas sequel Santron, it offers the option to alter the difficulty setting and to toggle autofire on or off. The difficulty option makes the game far more enjoyable for those who want a more relaxed gaming experience, and more importantly, it enhances the game for players with restricted use of their hands or with slower reaction times. And the same applies to the autofire option. Some of us aren't getting any younger, and our trigger fingers, or thumbs, may be getting a little bit weaker. That's probably even more evident for those of us who were around when the Commodore 64 was first released. We're certainly no spring chickens anymore. But joking aside, if like me you have early signs of arthritis, this feature is a godsend. It's also just as beneficial for those using the C64 Mini, which, to be honest, doesn't have the most responsive joystick in the world. Without a doubt, Zeta Wing is one of the best games to grace the Commodore 64 for a long time, and is probably one of its best shoot-'em-ups ever released. It's astonishing to think that this is all the work of just one person, and created in such a short space of time. There's no excuse for not having this in your collection. Zeta Wing can be downloaded right now from itch.io for a minimum download price of $3.99, and the download link for the game is in the description. It will run on emulators, original hardware with suitable SD card interfaces, and the C64 Mini and the C64.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click on the like button and leave us a comment below. Also, spare a moment to share this video on Twitter, Facebook, and all your social media pages. To get updates on all of our latest videos delivered straight to your inbox, subscribe now using the link on the screen.